नागर गोकुल रंजन कान्हा यशोमति नंदन ब्रजवर नागर गोकुल रंजन कान्हा गोपी परण धन मदन मनोहर गोपी परण धन मदन मनोहर कालिया दमन विधान गोपी परण धन मदन मनोहर कालिया दमन विधान अमल हरि नाम अमिया विलास विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर वर अमल हरि नाम अमिया विलास विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर वर वंशी वदान सुवासा वंशी वदान सुवासा ब्रज जन पालन असुर कुल नाशन ब्रज जन पालन असुर कुल नाशन नंद गोधन रखबारा गोविंद माधव नवनीत तस्कर गोविंद माधव नवनीत तस्कर सुंदर नंद गोपाला सुंदर नंद गोपाला यमुना तट चर गोपी वसन हर रस रसिक कृपा मोया यमुना तट चर गोपी वसन हर रस रसिक कृपा मोया श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवर श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवर भक्ति विनोदाशाया भक्ति विनोदाशाया हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Is there anybody else singing? Prabhu, you want to sing the Hey Vaishnava Thakur? One second. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, He Dasa Karuna Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Karuna Kori. Diya Satta Sangha, Diya Pada Chaya, Shodhoe Amare Tumara Charan Dhori. Diya Pada Chaya, Shodhoe Amare Tumara Charan Dhori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Dasa Karuna Kori. Hey Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Dasa Karuna Kori. Chaya Vegadami, Chaya Dosha Shodhi, Chaya Guna Deho Dase. Chaya Vegadami, Chaya Dosha, Chaya Guna Deho Sade. Chaya Satsanga, Deho Amare, Boshe si sangera che. Chaya satsanga, Deho e amare, Boshe si sangera se. He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, He Dasa Karuna Kori. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura, Sagara, Dasa Karuna Kori. Ekaki Amara, Nahi Paya Vale, Harinama Sankirtane. Ekaki Amara, Nahi Paya Vale, Nam Sankirtane. Tumi kripa kori, Shraddha bindu diya, Deho Krishna namadhane. তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে ও হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর দাসে করুণা করি বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর করি কৃষ্ণ সে তোমারা কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমারা কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে আমি তো গঙ্গা কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি ধাই তব পাছে পাছে আমি তো গঙ্গা কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ও হে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর यार सागर दासे करुणा करी कृष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर दासे करुणा करी जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर. I think we can. Any other song that you can suggest? We can sing Hare Krishna mantra. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan. Jaya Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Radhe Radha Giridhari, Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari. Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Jaya Narahari. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauran. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतवचनार भक्ति वेदांत समय जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद महाराज की नित्यलाल पैष्ठ भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम मथुरा धाम की श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Bol. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you. I know we are in the severe weather system. So let's see. So we'll start with the Stavamala from Rupa Goswami. I don't know. Let's chant together. I don't know the tune also well, but let's see. Mukter Govinda Bhakter Vitarana Chaturam Satchidananda Rupam. Mukter Govinda Bhakter Vitarana Chaturam Satchidananda Rupam. Can repeat? Bhakter Vitarana Chaturam Satchidananda Rupam. Yasyam vidyoti vidyayugalam udayate tarakam parakam cha. Vidyoti yugalam tarakam parakam cha. Krishnāśyatpatti lilakhani rakhila jaganmoli ratnasya sate. Khani rakhila jaganmoli ratnasya sate. वैकुंठरु प्रतिष्ठा प्रथयातु मथुरा मंगलानम कलापम. वैकुंठारु प्रतिष्ठा प्रथयतु मथुरा मंगलानम कलापम. कोटिंडुस्पस्त कांतिरभस युत भाव क्लेश युधेर अयोध्या. माया वित्रासिवास मुनि हृदय मुसदिव्य लीला स्तुवन्ति. शशि काशिष मुख्यमार प्रतिभीरालम प्रतिहित द्वारकार्य. वैकुंठ गीत कीर्ति दिशास्तु मधुपुरी प्रेम भक्ति श्रियंब. बीजम मुक्ति तरोरनर्थ पतली निस्तारकम तारकम. धाम प्रेम रसस्य वांछिता धुर समार्पकम पारकम. एतद्यत्र निवासीनम् उदयते चित्शक्तिवृत्तिद्वयम्. महान्तव्यसन्नै मथुरापुरी सभा श्रियं च क्रिया. अद्यावन्ति पतद्ग्रहं कुरुकरे मया शनेर्विजया. छत्रं काञ्ची गृहाण काशी पुरत पादुयुगं धारया. नायोध्ये भज सम्भ्रमं श्रुति कथं नद्गार्ज द्वारके. देव्यां भविष्यत्सुमन्तु मथुरा दृष्टि प्रसादं दधे. जय श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन. जमुना तीरा बनचारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जसोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा बनचारी तीरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव
कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
जशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन
जमुना तीरा बनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे
जय राधा मदन मोहन राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल
हरि बोल
Let's chant the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येनाय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपादकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथनितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। ईश्वर परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्यदेवं नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll just discuss today Canto 1, Chapter 12, about the birth of Emperor Parikshit. So, it has 36 verses. We'll just go through, read those. Yes, so 5 of each we can read, 5 text. So let me start. And can you get some microphone? Okay, birth of Emperor Parikshit, Canto 1, Chapter 12. Those who are online, you can also go to your vedaves.io and you can look into that, or you can directly look into the screen. Text 1. The sage Sonaka said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Aswathama. But Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord. Text 2. How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place? And what did he achieve after his death? We all respectfully want to hear about him, Maharaj Parikshit, to whom Sukadeva Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Sri Suta Goswami said, Emperor Yudhishthir administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna. News even reached the celestial planets about Maharaj Yudhishthir's worldly possessions, the sacrifice by which he would attain a better destination, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, his fame, etc. Can you read from the text 6 to 10?
O Brahmanas, the opulence of king was so enchanting that the denizens of heavens aspired for it. But because he was absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except the Lord's service. O son of Bhrigu, Shaunaka, when the child Parikshit, the great fighter, was in the womb of his mother Uttara and was suffering from burning heat of the Brahmastra thrown by Ashwathama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him. He, the Lord, was only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a very beautiful, blackish, infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and a helmet of blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child. The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood red with fury. As he loitered about, his club constantly encircled him like a shooting star. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra. Just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew, he was absorbed by the child, who thought about who he was.
Text 11. While thus being absorbed by the child, the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone, and the protector of the righteous, who stretches in all directions and who is unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once. Thereupon, when all the good signs of the zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. King Yudhishthira, who was very satisfied with the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, had the purificatory process of birth performed. Learned Brahmanas headed by Dhaumya and Kripa recited auspicious hymns. Upon the birth of a son, the king, who knew how, where and when the charity should be given, gave gold, land, villages, elephants, horses and good food, grains to the Brahmanas.
No, read 15 also.
The learned Brahmanas, who were very satisfied with the charities of the king, addressed him as the chief amongst the Purus and informed him that his son was certainly in line of descent from the Purus.
Give it to Prabhuji. Back.
The Brahmanas said, "This spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Lord Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, in order to oblige you. He was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon." Text 17. For this reason, this child will be known in the world as one who is protected by personality of Godhead. O most fortunate one, there is no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. Text 18. The good King Yudhishthira inquired, O great souls, will he become as saintly a king, as pious in the very name, and as famous and glorified in his achievements as others who appeared in his great royal family? Text 19. The learned Brahmanas said, O son of Pritha, this child shall be exactly like King Ikshvaku, son of Manu, in maintaining all those who are born, and as for following the Brahmanical principles, especially in being true to his promise, he shall be exactly like Ram, the personality of Godhead, the son of Maharaj Dashrath. Text 20. This child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrendered, like the famous King Shivi of the Ushinara country. And he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bharata, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Amongst great bowmen, this child will be as good as Arjuna. He will be as irresistible as fire and as unsurpassable as the ocean. This child will be as strong as a lion and as worthy a shelter as the Himalaya mountains. He will be forbearing like the earth and as tolerant as his parents. This child will be like his grandfather Yudhishthira or Brahma in equanimity of mind. He will be munificent like the lord of the Kailas hill, Shiva. And he will be the resort of everyone, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, who is even the shelter of the goddess of fortune. This child will be amongst as good as Lord Sri Krishna by following in his footsteps. In magnanimity, he will become as great as King Rantideva, and in religion, he will be like Maharaj Jayati. This child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Aswamedha horse sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced men.
Okay, Mataji, you want to read the next 5? 26. Huh? Okay, 26. This child will be the father of kings who will be like sages. Or anyone on the online, the Zoom? Do you have anyone? Can you ask somebody who wants to read? Yeah, let me read in between. Anybody interested? This child will be the father of kings who will be like sages. For world peace and for the sake of religion, he will be the chastiser of the obstinate and the quarrelsome. After hearing about his death, which will be caused by the bite of a snake bird sent by a son of a Brahmana, he will get himself freed from all material attachment and surrender unto the personality of Godhead, taking shelter of him. After inquiring about proper self-knowledge from the son of Vyasadeva, who will be a great philosopher, he will renounce all material attachment and achieve a life of fearlessness. Thus, those who were expert in astrological knowledge and in performance of the birth ceremony instructed King Yudhishthira about the future history of his child. Then, being sumptuously remunerated, they all returned to their respective homes. So his son would become famous in the world as Parikshit, examiner, because he would come to examine all human beings in his search after that personality whom he saw before his birth. Thus he would come to constantly contemplate him. So anyone volunteering? Yeah? Nobody is volunteering. Okay, then can you somebody read?
As the moon in its waxing fortnight develops day after day, so the royal prince Parikshit very soon developed luxuriantly under the care and full facilities of his guardian grandfathers. Just as at this time, King Yudhishthira was considering performing a horse sacrifice to get freed from sins incurred from fighting with kinsmen. But he became anxious to get some wealth, for there was no surplus funds outside of fines and tax collection. Understanding the hearty wishes of the king, his brothers, as advised by the infallible Lord Krishna, collected sufficient riches from the north left by King Maruta. By those riches, the king could procure the ingredients for 3 horse sacrifices. Thus the pious King Yudhishthira, who was very fearful after the battle of Kurukshetra, pleased Lord Hari, the personality of Godhead. Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, being invited to the sacrifice by Maharaja Yudhishthira, saw to it that they were performed by qualified twice Brahmanas. After that, for the pleasure of the relatives, the Lord remained a few months. O Shaunaka, thereafter the Lord, having bade farewell to King Yudhishthira, Draupadi and other relatives, started for the city of Dwaraka, accompanied by Arjuna and other members of the Yadu dynasty.
Om Tat Sat. Thank you very much for reading, and those who are online listening to this great transcendental topic. This is likely, the pendulum. Have you seen the pendulum? Yes, it swings. And this chapter is likely swinging from all around. The reason is it has touched the foundation, how Sukadeva Goswami has told Parikshit Maharaj. And it gives the foundation of how Suta Goswami, who is asking? Suta Goswami is telling to Sonakar, you see, the another conversation. And also it tells about Vyasadeva, how the son of Vyasadeva, that means Sukadeva Goswami. And last but not the least, Krishna left the battlefield of Kurukshetra and went back to Dwaraka. So that means the time of birth of Parikshit, probably this is the time in the month of January. Because Gita Jayanti was when in December, right? So Gita Jayanti happened in month of Margashira. So then after that, the war is over. So Uttara gave birth to Aswathama. So it's a kind of maybe a week after here and there. So this is the time period where Parikshit was born. So there is no date of Parikshit's exact birth. There is people write kind of things, those who are historians, if you see in Wikipedia, they will write, okay, Parikshit was born in 1200 BC. 1200, some say 2500 BC. So that is likely, BC means 2000 years ago, Jesus Christ was born. So 3,500, some say 4,000. So they are very close, but not, as per our calculation, he was born 5,000 years ago. Because when Bhagavad Gita was spoken, that was the time Parikshit was born. You can say maybe a few months here and there. But when you find the trace, they detect the exact origin of Bhagavad Gita spoken by Lord Krishna, that is the time period when Parikshit was born. When Bhagavad Gita was spoken, the battle was over, Kurukshetra, Mahabharat, and then after that, this whole episode, and Asatthama. So this is the last part of this Mahabharat battle. When Asatthama, he was kind of a very cruel in mentality. Even though he's a Brahmin, Asatthama has a tendency that he even challenged Lord Krishna even in Dwarka when he was visiting. He wanted to even fight with Krishna. And there are many other stories besides it. But now when Asatthama again wanted to pierce his Brahmastra is, he learned something. Many people know things, but they don't use it. But nowadays people know some strength, they wanted to show it. Isn't it? In the war also, you go to the many war, they have strength, they have some power, they wanted to show it so that they wanted to be, recognized. So any field, but somebody was asking me, hey, the sages earlier days, because they don't know anything, so they are helpless when the demons are attacking them, so they are like raising hands and things like that. Just like you guys had been attacked by, when Somnath temple was there, you are raising hands and running around, the priests do not know. But comparing that one, I was giving an example of the ancient sages. I told, do you believe Narad Muni knows how to use a nuclear weapon? He laughed. Narad Muni, he said, Hari Hari, Narayan Narayan, what does he know? Isn't it? If everybody knows Narad Muni, if you ask maybe more than 1 billion people or more, there is even a Narada fall in Portland. Have you been there? There is a name, Narada Fall, there in the Portland. So Narad Muni is very famous in America also. So you can find out in Google, there is Narada Fall. So when Narad Muni was he was laughed at me. I said, Narad Muni, nuclear weapon, are you crazy? Well, then I was telling, yes. Narad Muni not only knows the science of Saregama Padhanisa, he knows the science of military art also. Only difference is because they exhibit forgivingness. They do not show how to use or how to, that is not there. If they do it, so they don't become as a sage, they become as a king. Just like Parsuram's father, what is his name? Jamadagni, right? So Parsuram's father, Jamadagni, when he was attacked by Kartika Birja Arjun, that time he has also power of nuclear weapon. He knows how to employ higher power of nuclear weapon to counterattack. But when Parsuram asked him, why did not you are silently tolerating the torture of the king, taking all your wealth and the cow and everything is taken by him, and you are not even protesting with the power you know about it. Then he gave an example, he said, our quality of protest and our quality of reciprocations in all situations is forgiving. Forgiving is our supreme quality. These are all lower qualities. So we do not take the sword. So similarly, so this is the things you can see the quality of the Brahmanas and qualities of the things. So from where I came from here, about the pendulum, right? And then about this topic which I was saying, then also it has given, not only Vyasadeva has talked to Sukadeva Goswami and Narad Muni, I was talking about Narad Muni. So in this chapter, Narad Muni also given some reflections to Vyasadeva, little bit there is given. Plus there are many predecessors' names was given here. Can you remember 3 predecessors' name which was mentioned in this chapter? Huh? Use the microphone.
Ikshvaku,
Yes.
said Rantidev,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yayati and Manu also. Puru also. Maharaj Sivi. So Maharaj Sivi is also there. It is men's. Huh? Yes, Lord Ramchandra is comparing Lord Krishna. He was comparing with Krishna. He was comparing as also some objects. What are the objects? Like Himalayas. Himalaya is the shelter place, like a lion. Ocean? Okay, probably. And also he mentioned about Yudhishthir. What is known for? Equanimity. Brahma and Yudhishthir is likely, they are like equanimity. Their mind is very steady. Why I call equanimity? Because Yudhishthir is steady in the war also. During the time of the war, he is very steady. So Aswathama, when I was talking that when, and also another king is called Marutta. So we'll talk some of them a little bit about why their name is mentioned. And then you can see Maharaj Yudhishthira perform how many sacrifices? 3 horse sacrifices he performed after Kurukshetra war. And he was not satisfied. And he wanted to please Lord Krishna. Earlier days, pleasing Krishna means horse sacrifice or something extraordinary. Nowadays, pleasing Krishna means Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Either we chant or go outside and chant for others. So that's the only way we can help. So when Aswathama is in the, completely he was very, very angry and he wanted to offer to kill. Because when he killed Draupadi's 5 sons, when Aswathama killed Draupadi's 5 sons, even Duryodhana did not like it. He wanted to please his master. He went to Duryodhana, was in the deathbed almost because Bhima killed and he was about to die. And Aswathama went and told that I killed Pandavas when they are sleeping, and then he didn't like it because he is also a good Kshatriya. You know, Kshatriya means they do not like to somebody sleeping and put the bomb and all the kind of things, you know. Nobody likes that because they are really, they have the real, even though they are demons, but they do not have such kind of lower mentality. So he disapproved. So Aswathama becoming really wretched. He's kind of just imagine he just did this one. And not only that, he was so envious. This is the problem of either you are fighting in an envious mode. So Aswathama is more envious than even Duryodhana in terms of his attack. Because last but not the least, when everything is done, battle is done, everybody think, okay, war is over because Duryodhana was killed. Duryodhana is dead. So declared war is Yudhishthira Maharaj. At the time, Aswathama through the Brahmastra. And Brahmastra is like a cruise missile. You can say that I wanted to kill you, Vijaya Jivan Prabhu, means see, all other people will be safe. You will not see even a smoke. It will go. You say that I am killing in South Africa somewhere else. You push it, then it will do. Or you can say entire continent of South Africa, the 13,000 square miles will be destroyed. Whatever you say, I mean, that's the power of the Brahmastra. It is not like you do I can kill an ant also, or I can destroy the Himalaya mountain also, or I can make the whole earth also tremble. So he can do anything with the Brahmastra. So, but he was so much of envious and cruel towards Pandavas. When he threw the Brahmastra, by the time it appeared, the Uttara, in the womb of Uttara, there is a child. Because why he wanted to kill? He wanted to completely destroy the Pandava families. Because after Draupadi's 5 sons are dead, then Yudhishthira and other people, they have died in the war. Bhima's son, Ghatotkacha, etc., everybody died. So only one left is Uttara's womb, which is Abhimanyu's wife. So when Aswathama is such cruel, it's a kind of cruel mentality that I will completely eradicate your dynasty. But Krishna is always there to help it out. So Krishna is still not left from this arena. So by the time it came, then Uttara came running. I am feeling a burning fire approaching me. Krishna, please save. Krishna, please save. Krishna is super soul. He understood in and out. So what Krishna did, whatever the analogy given, just like the sun is drying up a small particle of a dew, Is it an effort? Is it an effort? Sun is evaporating millions of gallons per day, right? Maybe billions of gallons of water and putting in the cloud. So taking one dew is nothing for a sun. So similarly, for killing your 10 ants, is it a big thing, Prabhuji? You blow your, little bit, Hare Krishna, then maybe thousands will be blown away, isn't it? So it's not a big deal. So for Krishna, sometimes with a nuclear weapon, people would say, this guy has a nuclear weapon, that person has a nuclear weapon. It is by the will of the Lord, it will be destroyed, the world. But nevertheless, it will, even though they have the power, it is not going to happen. So when Krishna entered into the womb, what is the form it is said for Krishna described? Is it Krishna's 200 form with a flute? 400 form. So it is mentioned in this one, what is said? 400 form of Krishna with what color? It's a blackish color. And he has yellow garments. And he has gold crown. And many other things have been described, right? And not only that, what is the importance part it is mentioned? His club is like a shooting star, circulating his club. So when Krishna is going in Vrindavan, such things are not described. He's going with Vrindavan, then he says, lotus feet is marked and everywhere. Krishna's flute sound is coming from everywhere. His curly hair is so enchanting. Those descriptions you will see. But when he is saving and tackling of situations like that, then what kind of description? His club, his disc. But why it is not mentioned about his chakra here? Why club is mentioned? Why club is, yes, Prabhuji. You wanted to say? You by force you are giving somebody. Because Krishna's devotees are likely very critical. Krishna knows how to tackle them. For example, Krishna has two devotees. One is called Garuda and another is called Vasuki. Will they go together? Garuda wants to eat the snake, isn't it? Even though they are devotees, they are incompatible. But in spiritual world, it's different. But in technically, when Garuda comes, have you seen, right, many times in description, when Garuda is coming with Krishna, maybe Krishna says, our job is done, I take a little break, hunting a fish and enjoying. So my point of saying is, when incompatible devotee is coming, then Krishna knows how to tackle that one. Sudarshan Chakra is the original founder of the nuclear weapon, because he is also original founder of the sun planet. He gets energy from Sudarshan Chakra. So here the club part is mentioned because, you are the father of the nuclear weapon, so let's not deal with you. You be there, let me deal with the other weapon. But he did not deal, Sukadeva Goswami did not say that Krishna deal with lotus flower. He holds lotus flower also. Krishna holds a lotus flower. What are the 4 items? Sankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So, conch and lotus are not to be used for demons. That is used for devotees. Where Krishna used the conch? Use the microphone. Where Krishna used conch?
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. So when Dhruva Maharaj was there, did he put Gada? Gada is there for demons. Chakra is there for, when Krishna used chakra for whom? Sisupal, right? Shh, cut it. So Krishna never uses. If he is trying to use Sudarshan Chakra, means we are demons. And it is good also, Krishna uses also. That's better for us. That Krishna, in terms of Krishnology, we are like demons, that's also better. But nevertheless, Krishna uses whom he doesn't like, he uses them with Mother Nature. Means those who are kind of not so either insignificant or Krishna doesn't care, they use them in this one. So here, Krishna used the club, because it was mentioned, and Krishna himself absorbed the radiations of the Brahmastra. So what Brahmastra is absorbed, and Parikshit Maharaj, that's why His name, what you call, certificate name. Certificate name is Vishnu Rata. Parikshit Maharaj certificate name is, his initiated name is Parikshit. Because Krishna initiated him. Right? That's why Parikshit means who is examining. Examining what he is examining? He is examining that, oh, Prabhu, are you Vishnu? Let me see. You don't have four hands. You do not have the helmet. You do not seem like the blackest color which I seen. Because it is in his memory, he is looking into everyone, whether I find contemplating Lord Krishna. It is not about offensive. You are not going and saying someone, oh, you are not Vishnu, you are likely lower, and not likely humiliating someone. You understand? Sometimes people go, oh, somebody came, oh, I thought this is you got from Louis Vuitton or some big company. Oh, it's something you got from Walmart, $5. Means it's a kind of humiliating way, right? We are looking for something to downgrade him. Looking for someone that what you are wearing or what your thing is, not for you, what you are examining. But Parikshit Maharaj is not that narrow-minded looking, that he's examining, means he's really looking God in everybody's heart. And he wanted to see that whether the real God is in front of me or not. Because Krishna is there in the family business, he's appearing, he's coming and giving all kind of advices at all point of time. So when they gave it, when this episode is done, then Parikshit Maharaj, after the Brahmastra things has been cleared, the Parikshit Maharaj was born. So when Parikshit Maharaj was born, Yudhishthir Maharaj was extremely happy and he invited all the Brahmins. Because that is a natural thing. They invite Brahmins to give an auspicious blessings. So whenever we buy a home, devotees invite devotees to chant Hare Krishna. They wanted to bring their lotus feet. All the devotees appear there. They dust up their feet. They eat prasadam. They do all things. It is a kind of a giving blessings. That you are buying a new home, you are going to your home to give you blessings. So when something happened like this, extraordinary, the child was born, so it is extraordinarily happy because Yudhishthir Maharaj, he is the last resort of their dynasty. And Krishna didn't want to finish them because still, and that is the time the Kali started. I think as per the encyclopedia, it said the Parikshit Maharaj ruled for 60 years. So I am not sure how many years, it never mentioned in Bhagavatam, but he ruled for a long time. And he has 4 sons. And the eldest one is Janmejaya. So Parikshit Maharaj, the eldest son is called Janmejaya. And they have a kind of the prediction, you can see here in the Bhagavatam, this chapter, what has been given. It is said that he will be dead, he will die by a snake bite. It's mentioned, right? So now you can say, is it destiny already? It is predefined. It's like chess playing, the 10, the computer is going to 20 steps is already pre-calculated. You do this, it will do this, it will do this. And during this time of Khandaprastha and other areas, Arjuna has vanquished a lot of serpents. Takshaka, lot of serpents. So the Takshaka is very much inimical towards Pandava's families. I am going to at least kill a person from your family. But he chose the prime member, Parikshit Maharaj. So all the things are likely interconnected. If you see here, the prediction is there. You see, right, on text 26 or something, it's mentioned because they asked 2 things. The sages asked 2 things. One is how he was born, and second is how he died, and what happened after his death, isn't it? So when it has been mentioned, these 2 particular items, so now the death part, when it is said that he will be dead by snake bite. Same thing, Janmejaya, his son, he took revenge. Because my father was killed by a snake. Everything is destined and all, but people don't take it so easily. Kshatriya spirit is not like that. Oh, everything is, if you say everything is done by will of God, then you are likely a kind of lazy Brahmin. If you're saying that, okay, it is done by somebody happened, you fell in accident, by another car maker, whatever it comes, I have to pay $1,000 deductible, even though I don't have. You are a lazy Brahmin, okay, that's okay. But if you say that, no, why it happened? I wanted to take action against it. That is Kshatriya spirit. Then if you find out what is the equation, who is winning? Am I gaining some money out of it? Am I in the equations, am I going to maybe cheat the insurance company? I already have 3 dents, so let me put $500 and $700. I am making a profit out of it. So that is like a Vaishya business. And Shudra business, by hook or crook, somehow or other, I accuse that guy and win these stops. But here Janmejaya, it triggered him when? After 50 years, it triggered his mind. His father was killed likely when they are also young. Maybe a couple of years later, it triggered him. So Janmejaya, he ruled the world. And when he ruled the world, what he did? He said, my first business is to take revenge against the snakes. Let me kill all the snakes. So he did a Sarpa Yajna. He invited the Brahmins. The Brahmins are powerful. They don't do anything. But by the king's cooperations, they can do anything. For their own sense gratification, or somebody, if a snake bites also a Brahmin, he knows the mantra, he's not going to kill them. So all the things happen. So the Brahmin name called Astika. So when there is a snake, it is mentioned by Veda Vyas. If you find a snake, how to run? You don't need to run. You can say Astika, Astika, Astika. Then the snake won't bite you. So this is because this is the Astika Brahmin is so powerful. It's as per the Vedas. Because as per the mantra, if you believe in the mantra, then you chant. So they chanted all the mantras, and the story is right, how the snake fell into the fire. Millions and billions of snakes everywhere. Takshaka took shelter of Indra. So Indra said, okay, you circumambulated in my chair. When the mantra is coming, Indra is also falling into the fire. Because Brahma Teja is so powerful than the Daiva Teja. Even the Devata is not powerful than the Brahma Teja. And Brahmanas chanting is, just imagine how powerful it is. Then Veda Vyas and everybody came and stopped. Janmejaya, just like Dhruva Maharaj was killing Yaksha like left and right. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Like shooting arrows. Thousands, hundreds, millions, they are all kind of gone. Dhruva Maharaj. You know the story, right? How Yaksha, because he killed his cousin, the stepbrother. So by the time his brother was killed, Yaksha Maharaj was stopped by Kubera and things happened. So similarly, Janmejaya was also stopped by Veda Vyas. So when Veda Vyas requested, you already killed, there is no more snakes. The snakes need to be there in the ecological system. Because they have to eat frogs, they have to eat the reptiles, and they have to also bite some envious people, those who are there. Because the ecology system, everything is there. Mosquito needs to be there and snake needs to be there. And all kind of rodent, they have the poisonous things are there. They needs to be there. So by the advice of the great sages, then the snake yajna is there. Then after that, the Rishi said, these are already destined. This is already destined that you are going to kill them, so it is there. Then Veda Vyas told one thing, which is not in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is in a different Puranas. It is mentioned about the episode so elaborately, because this snake, Sarpa Yajna, is also not mentioned by Sukadev Goswami to that details. So in Mahabharata it is mentioned and some other Puranas. What is said? Veda Vyas told him, to Janmejaya, I give you one thing. What is destined is going to happen. Janmejaya said, I am going to change it. Well, okay. I tell you about, if it is not that I don't know my destiny, suppose I don't know what is going to happen 5 years after me, I don't know. But if somebody tells me, and he's not a fake guy, he's a bona fide person, he's a bona fide devotee or bona fide astrologer tells me, then I will have faith in that, right? Veda Vyas is not an ordinary soul. He is God himself. He is an incarnation of God. And when Veda Vyas is saying something, means there is nothing can be proven wrong. But Veda Vyas said to Janmejaya, look, I am telling you, what is going to happen to you? That I am advising you not to do this one. Because this is your destiny, but you tried to change your destiny. He said, I will do it. If anyone comes to your city with the horse which is meant for yajna, horse sacrifice, Astameda yajna. So that horse, if somebody by mistake comes and wants to sell in your city or country, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Let's say, in case you buy it, then don't put in your, Ashwame Sala, the hoarding, the stables, horse stables. Don't put there. In case you put it there, but don't try to put, the ropes and all these things in this horse, because it is a yajna horse. And even though if it is done, don't climb on that horse, because it is not meant for this business. And even if you climb in that horse, don't go to the north. And even though if you go to the north, when you meet a lady who will be approaching to you, then don't give your hand to her. And even if you give a hand to her, then don't get married. And even if you marry, then if you, in the assembly, if she is offended by certain things, then don't give very heavy penalties or punishment, even though the sadhus are there. And because you will get reaction, and the reactions will be very heavy. And even if you get the reactions, that can be also corrected. And that can be corrected by going to a sage, by listening faithfully the message. And if you laugh at them, then there is nobody can save you. Death is upon you. It is likely, I don't know, there are 25 steps, 25 destiny points. I give you one, perfect one, maybe you will try right. 25 destiny points has been given to Janmeja. This is your destiny. Go and break it. He told to Janmeja, this is your destiny, go and break it. Now, Janmeja said yes. He heard it. He is also great Kshatriya. After that, Vedavyas left. So few months later, somebody, his ministers and somebody came to his assembly. Sir, there is a person, he wants to sell a sacrifice horse. And nobody is buying it. And he is very frustrated. Because in our country, like nothing happened like that. Janmeja said, okay, let's get it. We'll not put that one into, nobody is going to do anything. Just keep it. So they bought the horse, they kept it in their separate section. After somebody says, the horse seems to be good, I think energetic, another says. So I'm trying to put some ropes onto that. Put it. Then one day, King Janmeja is visiting the stables. Kings, they like to horse, they wanted to go. Then it was separately there. So the guy said, the assistant who was the stable manager, the horse is there, don't worry about that. Oh, that seems to be very attractive. Let me go and climb there. No, he remembering, but he said north, not to go north, right? I am climbing. I am not going north. But again the horse took him to north and he did not protest. He went to the north. He saw another woman. Again he took him, possessions. Then in the assembly, because of certain things, he was disputed and he gave penalty to whom? He gave penalty to or punishment to some sages. And the sages get frustrated, and because by the course, he got some kind of cancer. Not the cancer kind of, but some disease because of the reaction of offending to sages. Then after that, the cure is, what was the cure? Vedavyas, that you go and listen to the Katha faithfully. So he went to a Brahmin, those who are speakers, right, about giving transcendental knowledge. So he wanted to hear Purana. So he wanted to say, and he said that, talk to me. Today I will hear. One day you hear, your disease will be cured. So you are there, and that guy said, okay, this is the thing come, and your your grandfather, Bhima, he was such a great, fighter. Herculean task he does, like Hanuman. You know what he did? He threw elephants on the top of the sky. It goes 200 miles above the sky, and it is now circumambulating the whole planet. Then Janmeja, it's Kali Yuga, what he said. Pheka to pheka, itna mat phek. Like Hindi. Do you understand Hindi? Maybe can you explain to him in the right way?
I mean, in a sense, it means, you can boast, but don't boast so much.
Means, Prabhuji, you have Krishna Sakha is so great. He's an Olympiad jump, high jump. He did likely maybe 10 feet or something. But I said he did likely 500 feet. So somebody may laugh at it, right? So this guy, Janmeja, said, itna bhi mat fake, means don't try to boast too much that you forget the essence. And he laughed at this sadhu. He laughed at the sadhus. By doing this one, did he hear faithfully? Because he is examining, and this is true. Bhima is so powerful, he threw elephants, it's still rotating. It's still rotating. Because Vedic words are never in vain. No matter what, it may apparently be very difficult for you to understand. Because Vedic words, once you have faithfully take it, because when Krishna, I'm giving a anecdote, when Krishna is in Dwarka, in a summary I'm just telling, Krishna is traveling to Dwarka in his chariot, and then he found a Brahmin, he wanted to get Amrit. Krishna said, I bless you, you'll get Amrit. Then he go, after some times, in an hour later, the guy came in and he was saying, oh, you want Amrit? Okay. Then he was urinating and now drink. But Krishna said, in an hour you will get Amrit. He said, what nonsense is this? He's urinating and I am getting Amrit. So he rejected it. Then he gone. Then he appeared. The Brahmin, the man appeared as an Indra. He said, I am giving you Amrit because Deva can give different forms, right? So the thing is that our mind is incompatible to accommodate such kind of variations which comes as the blessings of God. And then we accuse God. If you are not accommodating, so don't challenge God. God is giving you what you deserve, what you like, but in a different format, in different situations, in a different way. He said, Krishna blessed in persons that you will get Amrit. Means if you have a complete faith, then you might have received Amrit. But you do not have faith of the words of the Lord, and Indra has given, the urine can be an Amrit itself, because he's the God of heaven. He can do in any form, isn't it? So similarly, when Janmeja also heard that it is not going to be, so interesting that it is, Bhima is not, he is limiting the power of Bhima. Not only he is limiting the power of Bhima, he is limiting the words of the sadhu. When it has been said, oh, our world is so much of Ganges is flowing in heaven, in sun planet, there are millions of people are living, then people may laugh, right? Scientists may laugh at you, isn't it? Isn't it? Are you crazy? You're coming from somewhere else? They may laugh at you because nobody can live there. Because our brain says that we can live in the earth only. Our brain says that only aquatic, only fish can live in the water only. Our brain says that in the earth, the ether, the microbial enzymes kind of things, they can live also. So we do not know. Prabhupada says, if you dig down 1 feet, you will find out earthworm. They are living inside the earth. If you go more deeper, you will find out many other creatures are living. So if the creatures are living under the earth, the aquatics are living inside the water, and the microbial living beings are in the air and ether, so what is the problem in having in fire? Huh? What is the problem in having in fire? It's a scientific analogy. We are giving a logic. But nevertheless, they will be adamant on their own opinion. But thing is that it is emphasizing that how one is to develop faith in the words of the Vedas. So that is the Srimad Bhagavatam gives you the analogy of the 12th chapter. As you say, this is like a pointer. The pointer means Bharata Parikshit, means it is giving signing. Bhagavad Gita was spoken, Bharata Parikshit means Bhagavatam is yet to come. So that is the juncture point, the Bhagavatam juncture point. Bhagavad Gita end, now Bhagavatam starts. So the Bhagavatam starts, and also the death of Parikshit Maharaj, that is the Bhagavatam, was spoken to him by Sukadeva Goswami. In this chapter it is mentioned about how the birth of Parikshit Maharaj and how the death of Parikshit Maharaj. And Krishna also left for Dwarka from here. That's what he said, entering Krishna into Dwarka in first canto. And also it establishes how Suta Goswami is giving an explanations to Sonaka and many millions of rishis who are there. So this is the second conversation. The first conversation is Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj at where? It's called place called Suktala, which is Meerut, a few miles away from. Meerut is a place in India, you know, right? So it's Suktala. So that is the place where Sukadeva Goswami spoke Bhagavatam. And then second place is called, second Bhagavatam was spoken at place Naimisharanya by Sudha Goswami, and Sonaka is the leader, which is also in northern India. Naimisharanya is also the center of the universe. That's also called the Lord Brahma's things is there, and there is a beautiful places in Naimisharanya. And the third one was spoken by, again, Narad Muni spoke to the sages in Haridwar, third Bhagavatam. And then subsequently, by the mercy of Prabhupada, there are hundreds of Katha, Bhagavatam was spoken by many saintly personalities within ISKCON, isn't it? So because this Bhagavatam Katha, as long as it is said, somebody was saying that when Hanuman will die, the astrologer said that Hanuman will die when there is no chanting of Ram's name. At least one Ram name in Namibia, Zimbabwe, or somewhere else. If somebody's name is read, people's name, Ram, given. Even there is a car called Ram. As long as they said that I am driving the car, still Hanuman is alive. Because that is Lord Ramchandra's name is there. Thank you. People are giving the good name. So that's people are chanting the name of Ram. Even though pronounced wrongly, Ram, or whatever it is. But nevertheless, the name of Ram is hidden by this car, the truck company. Isn't it? Have you driven that car, truck? But have you seen it? When you see in the freeways, you feel happy that at least Lord Ram's name is permanently embedded in such a car. So these are the characteristics of this thing. So I stop here for some time and take some reflection on those who are online. Maybe give some chance to them if they like to unmute on Zoom, or they wanted to, anyone from our social media, Mataji? Can you use your microphone? I can't hear. I will end the class around 9:40. Is it okay? Huh? What do you say? Because I started around 8:50. You want more? No. 40. Yeah. What did you say?
I heard 14. 114.
Not 14. Not early. After 9:30. So what is the question, Mataji? Can you say it?
She asked which Purana is this story from?
Yeah, this is, I will give the answer. I don't remember this Purana's name. Yeah, but it is coming from one of the 18 Puranas. Any other question? No, okay. So let's go to the Bhagavatam. Just yes, Prabhuji. Oh, here. Sorry, I didn't ask.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful session. So, you talked about the destiny and the free will. Janamejaya was trying to break the destiny. So, you also mentioned that we shouldn't be also like, let it happen. We should take some charge in our hand also. So, how much we can control? How much is destined for us? How do we do the balance?
Yeah, so the balance happens based on the nature. So if you have a Kshatriya spirit, then you will take more control in your hand. You have a Brahmanical spirit, then you will give control back to the divinity. And if you are neither of them below, then you will be accusing everyone in the whole ecosystem. Means Kshatriya never accuses of their loss. They never accuse us. And Brahmin, they never want to speak of accusations. They take fault in themselves or something. But the other classes, they'll accuse others. Because I am having problems, the Shudra class will be first thing is because of problem of the industrialist, because of the problem of the politicians, because of the problem of so many things. What are you doing? You are not a problem? No, I am not a problem. All are problems. So that means as you advance your mind, so I'm not giving a casteism here, sorry, not to making a distinction of this caste or that caste. In terms of the spiritual essential contents, those who contain the Brahminical values or Kshatriya values. So as you advance more, then your equity in different field, in Vedic knowledge or in other knowledges, especially if you are Kshatriyas, then in mentality, that means the power of the destiny will not be so much accommodated. You will be kind of taking action against it. You will not, even if it is said, no, you're destined to, be poor. No. You can't take into granted. If you take Sudama that you are destined to be poor, he's more happy. Oh, thank God, I'm destined to be poor. Because he has the Brahminical qualities. But if you talk to Kshatriyas like you are destined to be poor, that's not acceptable to them. Because it is not their destiny. Because by nature, they will overcome these things. So by nature, they have to do. So similarly, even though there is in the Kali Yuga, there is no such system of definitions, because everybody is royal here. So, but we have certain degree of our inclinations and our natural qualities. So we will still try to overcome the destiny, even if it is mentioned. Even though it is said that, oh, you are settled in $500,000 in your life, that's it. But if you are I am progressive, you will not admit to the destiny. You will move forward. But those who are already seeking for transcendentalist in this one, so it is not about compromising on destiny, it is about making a higher priority something else in life. So one should not think that, oh, he's in the outer world, they may show that, okay, I am admitting my destiny. But no, their investment in the higher priority of life somewhere else. So one should not misunderstand their perspective. Sometimes, oh, they are a failure, so they are calling. Sometimes somebody is seeking a spiritual path. You may say he's a failure in material life or things like that. But nevertheless, we do not know his internal positions. He may be advancing, or that is for his own advancement, he is pursuing such path. So it is about especially for externally or internally, the natural quality of the persons, whether he have. And the second thing is also priority, how you're doing and how you're compromising. Because society may accept you something else, but you may be internally taking something else. Right? That's a good point. Any other question?
On this point, but we as devotees are mostly expected to perform as brahmanas. So, but then one may not necessarily may have all the brahmanical qualities. So it's kind of, it's like sometimes retaliation, sometimes accepting the destiny. So what's your take on that?
So technically, in our society, as Prabhupada mentioned, that everyone coming in a different spirit of mentality, and he engaged him. Essentially, when he was giving Brahminical mantra, Gayatri mantra, means he is transforming that you become, act as a Brahmin, but not all. There are many cases when Prabhupada would be saying, okay, you look like a fighter, you go and fight. Go and fight for, winning for Krishna. Just like I give an example, when in London, there was, for some reason, there was its possibility of Ratha Yatra not to happen. So Prabhupada instigated his disciples, oh, we are, being forgiving, admit the destiny, not going to happen. No, he said, go and make a hunger strike. He admitted that you do not stop, you must act. So now, is it the Brahminical things? Why, if you see the Brahminical things, means ghar pe baith jao, means sit idly doing nothing, means take the fate into granted, take everything into granted. But what Prabhupada is trying to say, he said that go for a strike, go for a revolution strike, make sure that you make a peaceful strike, and make sure that your adjustment and it is heard by the city or the government, and the decision is corrected and in favor of us. So there are many instances Prabhupada has given such directions to be very strong and bold. So now, as your question is that when you come to the society, what does it mean by Brahminical qualities? Then Prabhupada said there is two things. One is individualizations and another is organizational. So for me, if something is there for protecting my self-respect, protecting my self-interest and all, then you must exhibit Brahminical qualities. But for organizational point of view, if something is there, then you must develop your own natural qualities, whatever it is. If you are a Kshatriya spirit, you know how to use guns, you know how to use different things. Then if ISKCON is in danger and Krishna is in danger, then you must employ it. But for yourself, when you are bringing, then Prabhupada said, trying to pacify himself, maintain your Brahminical quality, which is forgivingness. That is, Jamadagni told to his son what he said. He is capable. You are capable to smash somebody else because you may be heavier than other guy. Does it mean that you are going to employ all the time? Not the muscles, right? So similarly, Jamadagni said, even though you are capable of using nuclear weapon and you can kill that king in a minute, but is that the position or title of a saintly person remains? Kali Yuga nobody knows, but at that time, no. Jamadagni used weapons, being as a sannyasi, being as a sage, he is using weapon. They will say, right? When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to employ Sudarshan Chakra, Nityananda Prabhu, what he said? Your name will be defamed. You came for Dayavatari. You came to give mercy to the people, and now you are again employing the Sudarshan Chakra. So what is the value of being Gaura Hari? What is the name of your? Then Lord Chaitanya refrained. But Lord Chaitanya was so much that I can bypass all nonsense and trying to save you. But Nityananda is more compassionate and more advisor to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please remove your anger and don't take this Kshatriya spirit. You born as a Brahmin. You are born as a Brahmin, forgiving and compassion is your own tools. So that's why he did not employ these tools. And when there is a second chance appeared for Lord Chaitanya, when Haridas Thakur was also beaten 21 marketplaces by the Muslim people, then at the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired, I wish I could completely kill the entire Muslims. Means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said on the spot, that is his mood. But because he remembered Nityananda Prabhu's earlier advising principles, then he imbibed Nityananda Prabhu's previous advice and he did not follow through. So that's why in all situations in our society, and you will be blessed as long as you keep continuing forgiving nature, keep continuing tolerant nature. No matter it may apparently you may win the argument, apparently you may be right by employing other methods, but the best method is to Trinadapi Sunichena Tararapi Sahisrana. That will be the long-standing winning for us because it is proven by Lord Chaitanya, and by doing so, you will be getting innumerable power and blessings from the Lord. That's my thinking. Any other from Beck's venture? Reflections? Okay, so let's go to the one Mataji. Can you read the CB, Maharaj CB? Let's read one sloka and for, I don't remember which text is. It is 1820 or something. Can you find? Go to the same chapter, 12th chapter, and just search for Maharaj CB. SIBI. Control F or, yes. Just put Control F and then, yeah, CB. I forgot which is the. S is a Sonaka. Yeah, text 20. Can you click that text 20? Let's read the sloka. Can you repeat after me? Esa data saranyascha yatha hi osinaro sibihi yaso tanita swanam dosyanteriva yajanam. Translation. Can you scroll down? This child will be a munificent donor of charity and protector of the surrender, like the famous King Sibi of the Usinara country, and he will expand the name and fame of his family like Bharata, the son of Maharaj Dushyanta. Purport. A king becomes famous by his acts of charity, performances of yajnas, protection of the surrender, etc. A Kshatriya king is proud to give protections to the surrendered souls. This attitude of a king is called Issara Bhava, or factual power to give protections in a righteous cause. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord instructs living being to surrender unto him, and he promises all protection. The Lord is all powerful and true to his word, and therefore he never fails to give protections to his different devotees. The king, being the representative of the Lord, must possess this attitude of giving protection to the surrendered souls at all risk. Maharaj Sivi, the king of Usinara, was an intimate friend of Maharaj Yajati, who was able to reach the heavenly planets along with Maharaj Sivi. Maharaj Sivi was aware of the heavenly planet where he was to be transferred after his death. And the description of this heavenly planet is given in Mahabharata Adi Parva 96.6 to 9. Maharaj Sivi was so charitably disposed that he wanted to give over his acquired possession in the heavenly kingdom to Yajati. He wanted to give his acquired position in the heavenly kingdom to Yajati, but he did not accept it. Yajati went to the heavenly planet along with great rishis like Astaka and others. On inquiry from the rishis, Yajati gave an account of Sivi's pious acts when all of them were on the path to heaven. He has become a member of this assembly of Yamaraj, who has become his worshipable deity. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, the worshipper of the demigods goes to the planets of the demigods, Yanti Deva Vrata Deva. So Maharaj Sivi has become an associate of the great Vaishnava authority, Yamaraj, on that particular planet. While he was on the earth, he became very famous as a protector of surrendered souls and a donor of charities. The king of heaven once took the shape of a pigeon, hunter bird, eagle, and Agni, the fire god, took the shape of a pigeon. The pigeon, while being chased by the eagle, took shelter of the lap of Maharaj Sivi, and the hunter eagle wanted the pigeon back from the king. The king wanted to give it some other meat to eat and requested the bird not to kill the pigeon. The hunter bird refused to accept the king's offer. But it was settled later on that the eagle would accept flesh from the body of the king of the pigeon's equivalent weight. The king began to cut flesh from his body to weigh in the balance equivalent to the weight of the pigeon. But the mystic pigeon always remained heavier. The king then put himself on the balance to equate with the pigeon, and the demigods were pleased with him. The king of heaven and the fire god disclosed their identity, and the king was blessed by them. Devarsi Narada also glorified Maharaj Sivi for his great achievements, specifically in charity and protection. Maharaj Sivi sacrificed his own son for the satisfaction of human beings in his kingdom. And thus, child Parikshit was to become a second Sivi in charity and protection. So, here I was saying, did you get it now? What is the role of Maharaj Sivi? You know the story, right? Maharaj Sivi Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. So, an eagle came chasing a pigeon, The reason why Maharaj Sibi did not kill the eagle to protect the pigeon, because that is the natural food. Eagle's natural food is birds, snakes, small things like this. So, when pigeon took shelter at Maharaj Sivi, Maharaj Sivi protected the pigeon. And now eagle also demanded that this is my food. You can't take it. The question is now, what should be done? Then Maharaj Sivi said, I can give you equivalent amount of food to you, meat as you like to eat. But he demanded not. I want that same pigeon. It happened when King Nriga, he was also give donor of charity on cows. When he was offering cows to Brahminas, he was giving 10,000 cows to one Brahmin. Then one cow left this herd and again merged into this one, original one. So second Brahmin come and he gave another 1,000 cows, including the previous Brahmana's cow. The previous Brahmana counted that one cow is missing. So when he came to King Nriga, the cow was already donated again to the second Brahmin. And Maharaj, then the Brahmin said, that is my cow. Then the other Brahmin said, that is my cow. Then he knows who did the mistakes. Nobody did the mistake. The cow moved. Then Kali Yuga people say, Bhaiya, this is not my mistake. The cow moved, This is not my mistake. But people at this age are accountable. It doesn't matter cow moved or not. If something is not happening in my jurisdiction or something, nowadays anybody takes responsibility? It is easy to say, it's not my job. It is his, right? We wanted to become like giving something else. But earlier days, it doesn't happen. You can take any instance. You can take any instance when Maharaj Pandu killed a deer with his arrow. He killed a deer. And the deer was not only than anyone, than a great sage. He wants to have sexual union with his wife because in human form he cannot enjoy that much. Deer is likely the embodiment of sex in the animal form. So he took the form of a deer and enjoying with his wife. But by the time, how come Maharaj Pandu can know about it, that his deer is a sage, right? And the Kshatriya can kill a deer. But no, Maharaj Pandu took the responsibility. And the sage also gave course to him, that whenever you also start next time sexual union, then that will be your time of death. So, but nowadays if you see, take the example of King Nriga, take the example of Maharaj Pandu, they are taking responsibility. And in Kali Yuga, nobody wants to take responsibility. Good things, I am responsible. Bad thing, Krishna Sakha is responsible. Not me. So, it's like that, is it not? It's naturally. We are built in, this is built in our chips. Kali Yuga chips is embedded. Why it is embedded? Because Kali Yuga chips is very powerful. When you give mercy, just I'm giving an example. When Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, when he gave blessings to whom? He saw, right? He saw a bull. He was beaten by a black man with sticks. And the bull is trembling. He's laying in one feet. And you know the story. It is in the Bhagavatam, Canto 1 itself. So what he's trying to say? He got his arrow and he wanted to kill the black man. And he was saying that he wanted to kill, the reason he wanted to kill because he was the sin personified, the Kali Yuga personified. He was the Kali Yuga personified and he is coming. And Parikshit Maharaj also sometimes consider he is the incarnation of Satya Yuga. He is a Satya Yuga personified. He appeared as Parikshit Maharaj. So when Satya is fighting with Kali means it will happen, right? But Satya is also merciful. So Parikshit Maharaj is very merciful and charitable. So what he said? Kali, he said, I am going to kill. He said, I am from your kingdom. How can you kill? You should give protections to me. Okay, but how can we kill a bull? Then he said that this is my business. He said, no, I need some resting place. Then he said that, okay, I give you the 4 resting places. What are those? Meat eating, gambling, intoxication means liquor, illicit sex. So whenever these things are happening, he said, Kali to go. Kali said, please, give me daan ke baad dakshina, right? When you give daan, charity, In Vedic tradition, there is called dakshina. After dan, you give another dakshina. When you get salary, what do you get next? Bonus. Isn't it? So, Kali also asked, you give me the food, but give me some bonus. Then he said, okay, I give you the bonus that you will be also sitting in all gold. So, gold is also sitting peaceful. Kali. Now, after he gave these benedictions, what happened to him, Parikshit Maharaj? That's why he got to the snake, right? How he'd get into Kali, enter into him? Because he was also wearing a golden crown, helmet. And the Kali enter into his golden helmet also. And that's why, because his mind got a little bit polluted by the entering of the Kali, and then he put the snake onto the Rishi. So now the question is, how powerful this Kali is. So if you are accumulating too much of gold, then you are also inviting Kali, isn't it? So you are accumulating too much of gold. So now people ask, is it gold, or is it, can I then buy diamond instead of gold? Or can I buy? I said, I don't have answer because it is gold is mentioned. So probably gold is the one. Some people say that it is transformation of all kind of, precious jewels. But nevertheless, at least gold is mentioned. So not to get, you invest in silver, invest in diamond or platinum or some other, but not too much of gold. But it will be very tough for South Indian family, those who are going for a wedding and all, because without gold, wedding cannot happen, right? So that's why. But sometimes American culture, they are using platinum now, right? So no more gold, that's good for us. At least we can say that Bhagavatam says not to use gold, we are using platinum, so it doesn't matter. So we'll go for next round. So in these sections you can see Maharaj CB God, he has given his body equivalent as the pigeon, but they appeared. These demigods are also there to test people. So many times the demigods, sometimes even in Jagannath Puri, Panda was closing darshan of Jagannath, and then after that he was coming back. Every gates, the 4 gates in Jagannath Puri, the lion gate in the east, the tiger gate on the west, the elephant gate on the north, and the horse gate on the south. So these are all symbolic, different symbols. Lion in the east, that's called Singhadwar. The tiger in the west is called Vyagradwar, where like Mahadev and goddess Durga and all they come. And all the royal people, they come from the north gate, and the southern gate, that's the 4. So when they're closed and the Pandas is returning back home, at the time he saw one person still there. He said, what are you doing? How come he came back from this altar and coming here? Who are you? Then because every demigod, he said, I am King Indra. Just like he did not say, fake mat. Because Jagannath Puri, you can't say that. If anything, any Panda is giving you blessings, you become a billionaire, you become a millionaire, or you become 10,000, or you become a double-storied house owner, whatever, that is going to happen. So there is no laughing at it. So when it is saying, because he is a gentleman, oh Indra, so he did not laugh. Rather than, okay, I want to testify you, how can I know that you are Indra? Because the demigods are also very much eager to serve the Pandas, somehow or other. Sometimes we see that Pandas are very poor and all the times, and the demigods want to serve, but Krishna wants to protect them, don't give them money, that's fine. I know their conditions should be like this, so they are happy. If you give too much, you're spoiling them. But the demigods want to give something also to the devotees of the Lord. So Indra said, okay, I give you a mantra. It's called Meghamala mantra. By chanting this mantra, rain will happen. Then any drought, you can call that Panda, right? Rain will happen. But don't misuse it. Don't for fantasy. Okay, today come, everybody give 1,000 rupees. Now I sit, I chant. No, not like that. But it becomes cheap. So, yes. And whenever he go next time, he just wanted to chant the mantra, and the rain happened. But no matter what you talk to the scientists, they will never believe in such things, right? Just in 1974, 74 or 76, I exactly don't remember the date. In the 76, they announced that Tirupati temple will be closed, which is big news. Tirupati temple will be closed is not a big news. It's like a big temple in the world, isn't it? One of the richest temple in the world, probably. When they announced in the news and all the Tirupati temple will be closed, people don't understand what is the reason. Then they searched behind why the temple will be closed in next 2 months. So what happened is the Tirumala and the Tirupati on the top, it is supplied by the water reservoir on the top of the mountain to the temple for the deity service, for the people to take bath, mundan, all the things, the water needed. There is a drought for maybe a year or two. So after that, they detected that all astrological calculations from, not astrological, what is called weather calculations from America, from London, from many scientists, they predicted, everyone has predicted, there is no rain for next 18 months or 16 months in this area. Even though there is rainfall 0.5 inch, which is peanuts, it will not dry even the mountain, not even wet the mountain. So it is all predicted, it is there, it is not happening. Next 6 months they saw there is not much rain and they understand. Some pandas, they did some kind of yajnas, Tirupati's pujaris, they wanted to do some yajnas and all. Nothing happened. Everywhere it is announced. So finally they decided that maybe next month, in a month or 3 weeks, they have to shut down the Tirupati temple for a year. Because without water, how can they survive? Lord has to take Abhishek, people are coming, they need to drink water. They are taking shower, mundan, and it needs water, right? Gallons, you may need million gallons of water to run a Tirupati temple. So they have to, so it is announced like this, the weather forecast, everywhere. It is accurately, they have taken scientific evidences from all sources. There is no rain for at least 18 months. So 1 year they wanted to close down Tirupati temple. It's a fact, I'm not giving a fake news. So by the time, so it is mentioned, then few pandas of them, they did not lose faith. So one say that he is going to do a Narsingha Yajna. Narsingha and what is, I forgot, in Rig Veda, it is mentioned, same thing. By invoking Indra, you get rain. There is a Meghamala mantra, something like that. So that takes likely 16 prahari, means 2 days of continuous yajna. 2 days means each prahara, 16 yajna will be conducted in 2 days, one. So there are different mantras and all. He knows these things. He said, I am going to attempt it. Because people, they had done many yajnas, they did. It's not the first time. 20 or 40, nothing is happening. So I am going to try it out. So half of the pandas said that we are not going to come. Nothing happening, so what is the point? They lost faith. Many of them, so he started with like 6 or 8. Some of them, they came in first prahar, second, another, third, 12, 20. So people came, they joined. Okay, what's wrong? They have half faith. What's wrong in trying? And after that, so they continued to do that. Fourth one, so 6 prahar, 7 prahar, 8 prahar. The next day when they started this one, and he can't believe, cloud in the sky. Cloud in the sky, and after this 8 prahar, 2 days of yajna, he can't believe. They said that, he said that I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to commit suicide here if there is no rain. Because you are the master of the rain, isn't it? You are the Yajneshwara. Yatra Yajneshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatta Sri Vijaya Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. You are the Yajneshwara. And Sri, Vijaya, everything is there. Victory and morality, everything is there. And if you are not bestowing your own land, which is Tirupati, what I am going to do? I am not going to shut down the temple. So we are going to run it. So by doing so, by sincere and ardent prayer of that particular devotee and yajna, cloud came. Nobody in the world believed, because everybody announced things like that. Tirupati is closed, means it is big news. It is announced like that, and nobody knew that what is going to happen. So by such things, the cloud, and the next day, once the first Purnahuti was done, Narsingadev and Indra, Yamala mantra and the Meghavala mantra was chanted properly with the Homa, it's rained like crazy. And you can believe, only in that Tirumala, no rain outside, only in the Tirumala rain, and it rained for few days, and it was sufficient enough for the reservoir to contain the water for a year. So now the question came, same news reporter, same news people, did they announce again about the faith in God? Where is your evidences and scientific things are gone? Isn't it? So no matter, these people, those who are faithless people, whatever you give them, even in their own eyes they see, they will tell something else. After this incident also, if people who are having faith in Lord Tirupati, they will develop immense faith towards him. Those who are there, they have developed faith in him. Those who are faithless, they will give different channel news. Oh, today we are going to show what is going on in Delhi cricket team. India is not winning. And they will show Bollywood star, there is a divorce going on in this, blah, blah, blah. They will not show this one. But when there is a problem, they will show, hey, Tirupati will be closed. This. My point is saying is, the faithless people will show something faithless. And when there is the testimony of the faith is subjugated by the interventions of yajna and all, they are not going to depict or present the way it has been. Maybe some of them, but not all. So, no matter what, our goal is to develop faith in this. What for Parikshit Maharaj, what has been said, that he will be the follower of experienced and old man. Isn't it? Can you find out that, Mataji? Let's read that part. Go back and you need to search, maybe experienced. Can somebody search in your... No, not here. Go back to the text. The 112, yeah. Thank you very much. 12, text 12. Text 12. Oh, yeah, 25. Yeah, this one. Click that, 25. Let's read. Dhrityabali sama Krishne Prahlad iva sadgriha Artisho samedhanam Briddhanam paryupasakaha. Translation. This child will be like Bali Maharaj in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahlad Maharaj, a performer of many Assameda horse sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced man. What does it mean? Follower of an old and experienced man. Prabhuji, what does it mean? Tell something.
He will be mature. Because old people have seen the world and have so many experiences. And then they can take wise decisions. So I think it's more based on the wisdom and maturity.
Okay, that's great. Suppose an old man says that, what is your life if you don't drink wine? You are wasting your time. So how do you follow the old man? If somebody says to you, what are you going to say? Are you going to follow? Because he's saying that follower of the old and experienced man. He doesn't say what it is.
But he says others too. So,
what is others too?
I mean, he will be like Bali Maharaj in patience.
Yeah, that is fine. Bali Maharaj in patience. I'm not talking about patience. Staunch devotee Lord Krishna Prahlad and performer of Assameda Yajna. You are not going to do, you are a performer of Sankirtan Yajna or a book distributor, which is nice. And a follower of the old and experienced man. What does it mean? If the old and experienced man, let's say someone in your family, your grandfather say, what is your life? If in America, if you are not drinking the best alcohol from Napa Valley, you've not tasted the wine, so what are you going to do? How are you going to counterattack? It doesn't say that you need to argue with the old man. You are a follower of the old man, right? So how does it substantiate? Krishna Saka Prabhu is smiling. Give the microphone. Yeah, you have give him. Don't be shy. come from your heart.
When you said, if he says, oh, go to Napa Valley, I was just saying, let's go.
Book distribution. His mind is going, when I'm talking Napa Valley, see, people are thinking of Napa means wine. He's thinking of Napa means Bhagavatam. That's a good point. Yeah. We can say that we are really drinking the real wine, which is Bhagavatam. Isn't it? Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Pivata Bhagavatam, right? This is the one we are drinking, the nectar from. This is the real wine. I am intoxicated because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is intoxicated. There is humbly, all these statements can be counterattacked with a humorous and humbly way by a different age group. There is no serious argument with your father or grandfather, even though they say there is a smile response. Yes, we are always drinking wine, and this is the real nectar, Amrit. Our wine is our Amrit, and we are drinking. You are just like somebody is getting this taste. I am also getting the taste. Why I am also investing my time in learning Bhagavatam? Why I am investing my time in reading Srimad Bhagavatam? Because I am getting a taste out of it, isn't it? And that is the one which is going. Can you scroll down a little bit? Let's say Prabhupada purport. Let's go to the end. Bali Maharaj is fine. Go scroll down. Prahlad Maharaj we know. Scroll down. Okay, Prabhupada didn't give. Okay, here let's see. No, he didn't mention too much about. Because if you see, there is always, in Bhagavatam you can find Prithu Maharaj or even Prahlad Maharaj case also you can say. His father is Hiranyakasipu. He's asking him to, in the same statement you can say, he's asking him to follow. Old and experienced men mean those who are old and experienced in Vedic knowledge, in transcendental knowledge, not in mundane demoniac knowledge, which they are going to follow. Because Sukadeva Goswami has no business to follow all kind of irrational old men, right? So he's trying to say the old and experienced men mean those who have been cultivating Krishna consciousness for many, many years. So when you are meeting them, when you are serving them, then you will find some gain insight and wisdom. So just like Prithu Maharaj, one case is, when Prithu Maharaj was giving, when the Mother Earth in the form of a cow is running, Prithu Maharaj, out of pseudo-liberalism, he stopped. Oh, he's a cow, I'm not going to kill. Prithu Maharaj stopped chasing cow. Did he stop or did he chase after the cow? He chased after the cow. Why? Because he knows if somebody is there, no matter what form you take, you deserve to be punished. You are trying to fake me, to develop kind of a fake sentiment in my heart that because you are a cow, because you are a woman, because you are this and that, I am not going to punish you because you are doing something injustice. Why are you not giving grains back to the people who are deserve to be getting? So anyway, all the stories. But the essential part is that he is trying to still chase the cow, even though he's in a different one. But for us, you are not going to chase an old man or an experienced man, but we have our ability to respond in a different way. A 20 years old man talking to you, then you can give a philosophical argument, hey, this. But an 80-year-old man is talking, are you going to strongly say, advise or do follow instruction? Prabhuji, you should not drink alcohol, you should not drink this. It's 80 years old man. Are you going to advise strongly? Not advisable. Rather than you should be compassionate and prayerful, or giving you should chant holy name. Because practicing austerities and all, generally it happens 25 to 50 years. If you miss the game, then probably it is not to join in brahmacharya ashram at the age of 60, right? Is it advisable? No. But if someone who is really not staunch, austere at the age of 20, you must get up early, take bath, cold bath, this, you can say. But an 80-year-old man, are you going to say it? No. But at the same time, the instructions are different. When Prabhupada gave initiations to a governor in India, he's likely 70 plus, retired judge or governor, I don't know, yeah. So at the time, Prabhupada relaxed. We said, yeah, you can drink tea. no problem. I give initiation. But when person is coming, he's very strict to someone who is eating chocolates or donuts or something like that. He's very strict sometimes. Sometimes people say, oh, Prabhupada is not strict for... When he was staying in Mrs. Sally's home, Agrawal, in Pennsylvania, that time, he has his refrigerator, and in one compartment is beef and meat and all the things, and another is Prabhupada's little eggplant and tomatoes, small things for his cooking. But did he protest? Did he give advice? Come sit today. Today you are going to stop beef. No. Prabhupada knows that this is the means where he is going to preach. And why he did not do it? Because once somebody is not a disciple, there is nothing strict rules you are going to impose upon that person. No matter it is good or bad, he is not going to listen to you. Are you going to knock your door, the neighbor? Guys, stop eating beef tomorrow. Is he going to listen to you? No way, isn't it? So there is no way you can do. So you need to apply your common sense and practicality, what can be done in different situation, different perspective, and in a different context. And based on that, you implement it. So that's the bottom line. So I think I promised you 9:40. So I will take maybe one or two reflections and then we'll end. From online, if anyone would like to open up their mouth. If they want to unmute, just say some few words. Those who are watching online. Or you're too tired for listening 2 hours. Anything from here, our audience? Last 2 comments, 2 reflections. Yes. Go ahead.
I liked the point you said, Srila Prabhupada, how based on the receiver, that is the judge you were mentioning, the retired judge, he was mentioning that you can continue drinking tea. So similarly, I was remembering Narada Muni, when he met the hunter, the first instruction he gave him was, at least kill them fully. He didn't say that, stop killing. That was his first instruction. So based on the qualification of the person who is receiving the instructions are modified accordingly by the great Bhagavatas.
Yes, perfect, Prabhuji. Thank you for the insight. Yes, different, context, different people's positions. And at the time, Prabhupada is giving like initiation. It's not about testing. He knows, and he can do things clear for them. Thank you. Any other? If not, then can we sing a song and then close? Sure. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Parishit Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai. Mataji, can you get the Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. We'll sing that song. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Toma bina ke dayalu Jagata sansare. Toma bina ke dayalu Jagata sansare. Patita pavana hetu Tava avatara. Patita pavana hetu Tava avatara. Mosama patita Prabhu Napai beara. Mosama patita Prabhu Napai beara. Ha Prabhu Nityananda प्रेमानंद सुखी प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी कृपावलोकन करो आमी बड़ दुखी कृपावलोकन करो आमी बड़ दुखी दया कर सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई दया कर सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई तव कृपा बले पाई चैतन्य निताई तव कृपा बले पाई चैतन्य निताई आस्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ आस्वरूप सनातन रूप रघुनाथ भट्ट जुग श्रीजी प्रभु लोकनाथ भट्ट जुग श्रीजी प्रभु लोकनाथ दया कर श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास दया कर श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास रामचंद्र संग मागे नरोत्तम दास रामचंद्र संग मागे नरोत्तम दास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे तुम बिना के दयालु जगत संसारे तुम बिना के दयालु जगत संसारे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, श्रीमन महाप्रभु की, श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देवी की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, श्रीमन महाप्रभु की, और प्रेमानंदी हरि बोल। Who is doing the Prabhupada Aarti? Can you make plate there? Jagannath Prabhu, you are doing? Huh? Hiraprasad Prabhu, okay. Are you done, Prabhuji? Yes, sir. Okay. So let's do the Prabhupada Aarti now. Thank you, sir.
Balimardan Prabhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
नाम श्रेष्ठम मनुमपि सचिपुत्रम अत्र स्वरूपम श्रीरूपम तस्याग्रजम उरुपुरीम माथुरीम गोस्थवातिम राधाकुंडम गिरिवरम अहो राधिका माधवासम प्राप्तो यस्य प्रतीथा कृपया श्री गुरुम तम नतो अस्मि। हे गुरु ज्ञानदा दीनबंधो स्वानंददाता करुणैक सिंधु वृंदावनासीना हि तवतार प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचार। हे दीनबंधो करुणायक सिंधु कुरु प्रसादम मयि मंडमुढे लक्षापराधे बहुपाप गाधे तत्पाद पद्मेस्तु मतिश्च कृष्णे। I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Sachimata, the association of Srila Sarup Damodar Rupa Goswami and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I am a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins. Therefore grace me with your mercy so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills our desires. He opens our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, blow the conch first. Blow the conch. Any auspicious? Can I get the small one? You can blow from there. He will blow for you. You can continue. Okay. Yes, sorry for the interruption, but we should do the rituals. Sri Guru Charana Padma केवल भक्ति सद्मा श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंद मोहि सावधान मते बंद मोहि सावधान मते যাহার প্রসাদে ভাই এ ভব তরিয়া যাই যাহার প্রসাদে ভাই এ ভব তরিয়া যাই কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি হয় যাহা হইতে কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি হয় যাহা হইতে গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তেতে করিয়া ঐক্য গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিত্তেতে করিয়া ঐক্য আরনা করি হো মনে আশা আরনা করি হো মনে আশা শ্রী গুরু চরণে রাতি এই সে উত্তম গতি শ্রী গুরু চরণে রাতি এই সে উত্তম গতি যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা চক্ষুদান দিল যে জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু সেই জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু দিব্য জ্ঞান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত জ্ঞান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশ যতে ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশ বেদে গায় যাহার চরিত যাহার চরিত শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু আধম জনার বন্ধু করুণা সিন্ধু আধম জনার লোকনাথ লোকের জীবন লোকের জীবন আ প্রভু কর দয়া দেহ মোরে পদ ছায়া প্রভু কর এবে যশ ঘোষুক ত্রিভুবন প্রভুপাদ লইল শরণ প্রভুপাদ পতিত পাবন জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় গুরুদেবা জয় গুরুদেবা গুরুদেবা জয় গুরুদেবা জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব জয় জয় গুরুদেব नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशत। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद। कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। जय महाप्रभु जय महाप्रभु महाप्रभु जय महाप्रभु। जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह। Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sadavachana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Leela Pravishta Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन की जय. वृंदावन धाम मथुरा धाम की जय. श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय. भक्त देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Gaur Preman.
Thank you all for visiting ISKCON Silicon Valley today. And we would like to thank our speaker today, His Grace Balimardan Prabhu, who gave a very nice discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam. And you can sing Prasadam prayers now. Sharira Vidyajal Jodindriya Tahika Jive Pele Vishaya Sagavare Armadhe Jivati Topamai Sudhati Ate Jagta Kakina Samsare Krishna Varadayama Ori Bari Bhaja Prasana Divai Seyanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gunagao Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Mahaprasade Govinde Nam Brahmani Vaishnavi Sarva Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasuna Vijayate Prasade Sarva Dukhanam Nirasotujayate Chetso Diparyavatistate Tavyopa Bhukta Shadgandha Ashwalankara Chachita Uchishta Bhojino Nasa Tamayam Jajamagi Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasada Ki Jai. Today's prasadam is cooked by His Grace Koladipa Prana Prabhu and His Grace Sudhira Prashant.